In today's episode I'm going to be reviewing this M-Audio Keystation mini MIDI keyboard and talking about what it does. Hello, my name is Simon Cade, and this is DSLR Guide. So this keyboard is basically, its primary use is to plug into a computer. On its own it doesn't make any sound, but once you plug into a computer and use a piece of software like Logic or Garageband or something else for Windows, then basically you can use the software to assign different instruments to different so it essentially becomes a really powerful keyboard. And usually on this show I talk about filmmaking stuff, and I know this may not apply to all of my viewers, but music is an important part of films and videos, so I thought I might as well make this quick video. So the first thing you notice about this keyboard is that it's very, very small. I'll put a comparison to a kind of standard keyboard size, but basically I would say it's borderline of being too small to play stuff. It's only got 32 keys, which actually works out pretty good for the majority of MIDI sort of stuff. You know, you're not going to be playing big, you know, both hand epic pieces. So if you have extra large hands, then you may want to look for a bigger keyboard. But the nice thing about it being small, obviously, is that it's really compact and it basically doesn't take up any space at all. It can fit in most drawers, and you know, compared to having a giant keyboard with a stand and a plug into the wall, this thing just goes straight into the computer and it just works. So that's a really good feature about this. So in terms of the quality of the keys, I don't know, I'm not an expert in this field, but as far as I can tell they seem pretty nice, especially for a product like this, which is basically the cheapest in the range. They're pretty good. I was impressed at the sensitivity of them. You get a wide range of the velocity, and yeah, generally the keys work pretty well, and it plays pretty nice considering the price. And in terms of buttons, you've got a volume control which you can assign to being like a pitch bend and all sorts of stuff through these very complicated menu systems by tapping the keys, which you can find online. But then it also has a sustain button which sort of works, but it's not ideal. Obviously it's nothing like having a pedal. You then have the edit button to go through all your menus, and you have the octaves where you can go up an octave, down an octave, although it goes in one note increments, so it's basically a transpose key, which is kind of useful, but also it's a bit of a pain. You have to count how many times you've pressed it and check that your C is still C. And then you have these three buttons at the bottom for modulation, which I haven't really been able to use much. I'm not sure if it kind of only applies to certain instruments in the library, but it seems to not be that helpful at the moment. But for the sole purpose of playing music and recording MIDI tracks, it works pretty great. I've done some. I've been pretty pleased with some of the results I've got with this. You know, as doing computer music, even if you're doing kind of classical music, orchestral sort of stuff, the keyboard is not actually your most important piece of equipment. You play it so that you can get the notes down and get the timings right and add some kind of an organic feel to it. But then after that, a lot of it is to do with the software and what kind of instruments you use and how you manipulate it. So I'd say this is a really good starter keyboard. It's really good to have as a portable one. Like I said, it only takes one wire, just the USB cable, straight into the computer, and it just works. You don't need a power cable, which is just makes it a lot faster and easier to set up. So this is great for being portable. If you wanted to have two, I guess this would be a good second one. Or if you're just getting started, you're not sure whether to invest too much money into it, this is a great start because it's really cheap. And speaking of that, it does also come with some starter software by Avid, which is, I haven't tried it out, but it seems like it looks okay. Obviously it is basic, but it would probably be good enough to get you started if you don't have any software. So yeah, that's basically it. Sorry if this video has been a bit, short, but I'm going away this weekend, so I just had to get a quick video out to you guys. But next week everything will be back to normal, and how about just let me know in the comments if you what you think of music tutorials, because music is something that interests me, film music. I'd like to be a film composer one day maybe, but if it's not relevant to any of my viewers, then that's cool. I can do videos about other stuff. But yeah, so basically just let me know if you're interested in this sort of thing, and yeah, I'll see you next week.